Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Door Shutter coming back to you with episode 38 of FTB Skies, and today we are activating this inactive division sign, and we're actually waiting for this to become midnight so we can actually activate this. But first things first, let's talk about what you need to get this activated. 8 redstone surrounding an enchanting table. When this enchanting table is placed down, you need to wait till midnight, basically when the moon is right in the center of the sky, and then you'll also need a sacrifice, so keep that in mind. And hopefully we'll be able to quickly do this. I might want to switch this stuff around. I've got this cobblestone here just to prevent things from going into my inventory, because we're going to have to be quick here. I also need one more thing. Unstable. Oh, come on. Don't be doing that to me, system. So I have some stable, so I need one block. That's all I've got. So we're going to have to craft one full block and then proceed to get the other one. So let's make sure that we have the unstable block. We've got a crafting table right here. I'm just hoping we can get this going. Okay, so sacrifice. Did that not work? Goodness. I was expecting that to work. Why did that not work? That was a sacrifice, right? I don't have, like, passive creatures. That's the other problem. Oh, goodness. Panic. That should have worked. There. I don't know why that first one did not work. Okay. So we've got the divination sigil. Now what we need to do... Let's get this out of my inventory. Just got a whole bunch of junk in here all of a sudden. Okay. Oh, crap. Those iron ingots. So this part's not timed until we craft the first one. So we're not panicking too much. So let's get that out of my inventory. Let's get that back in there. Let's get that. Okay. And let's move this out. Okay. So to use this, we're going to craft up 9 of these. So let's just... Okay, why is this... Yep, that didn't work. Okay, I hate whenever the recipe does that. Because it's like, hey, yeah, I shift click on it, and it's like, hey, since this is a unique item, like it's has data, it won't shift click. So let's just do this. So let's get 9 of these. 64 of those. Do this, do this, do this, do that. Okay. And then this is an unstable block. And then we need to do this to get the stable division sigil, so stuff stops blowing up. Okay. Now once we craft these, it will never matter, right? These don't blow up anymore. So that's fantastic. Okay. So let's grab the quest items for this one here. I didn't get a lot of the stuff done because a lot of this stuff took quite a bit of time to get in this first half. But I wanted to get the stable stuff on camera because it is very, very important to show you guys, just in case you guys don't know how to do it, of course. Let's also grab some iron ingots so we can actually get a full stack of this. Toss that, toss that. Perfect. And then let's, of course, make this first stack. And then, of course, we made the Eye of Ender and everything last episode. So we'll just grab out 1,000 of these. Just like that. Come on. Click on the right one. And then the dimensional shards. Just grab them all out of here. Perfect. I don't know what this actually is. Creative Reclamation Chamber. Oh, I think that'll give you, like, infinite chances, or, like, it'll never use a catalyst, so whatever you put in there is never used. Element Preservation. Limited to 1. That might be cool to look at. So, let's keep going. So the next thing we need to kind of do, which this is going to be another one we're going to have to kind of take a peek at another mod, which is Ars Nueva. to get the Mage Bloom, which I don't think I have any Mage Bloom. Yeah, we won't have any Mage Bloom or anything like that. But to get this, we need to do some enchanting apparatuses, which we need to get into source generation. Shucks, I was really hoping not to get into source generation right now. And yeah, the creative source jar is way up ahead. So let's quickly go take a peek at our Ender predictions, because that has been running for a little bit now. Looks like we've got not a whole lot, but we have enough Ender Dragon predictions, which is fantastic. I've got this up to a superior tier for the Ender Dragon, but now since we've got that, we should be able to take the Enderman prediction, or Enderman data model, not prediction, get the Enderman predictions from this, which are less time consuming, which is fantastic. I've also got this to the self-aware tier, which is the very, very last tier. So we should be able to fly through these prediction matrices, and hopefully we'll see that. So let me get prepared for the End Fiber, Blaze Fiber, Mage Bloom. So we basically just need to get a single Mage Bloom and then just bone meal it to my heart's content. Okay. I think, real quick, before I forget, if we get a source jar... Can I get a source jar? I should be able to get a source jar. And I'm kind of curious if I can do this. So the way this source works is if we actually plant this in a field with a... What is it called? At Ars Nueva, there is the ergonomic source link. This thing right here. So this actually pays attention to what is being grown around it, basically. Not bone mealed, because you cannot bone meal around it, but you can let it grow naturally. So let's see here. Do I have a hoe in here? Is this claw considered a hoe? No, it's not. Hoe, right there. Perfect. So if we watch this grow, you can see that this should increase slowly. So let's actually harvest this. Right? And then this should start filling up. This is exactly what we want. We want to gain some source. So I'm going to let this go, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I believe this is what we need. I may be thinking of a completely different setup, but I think it's the enchanting apparatus with 4 source gems around it. Arcane core, okay. So one thing I forgot. Which this is like 4th page, 5th page? No, 7th page. I don't know why that is so far back. It really makes you think, hey, there's no recipe for it, because nobody looks at the first page, after the first page, right? It's Google search results kind of thing. But alright, so we're going to place that there. This should slowly craft here. Okay. And this will give us a Mage Bloom seed, which then I can just go over yonder to the wheat field, grab some bone meal, and just go to town with this, right? At least I should be able to. Or I break the crop. Okay. So this, and then just stand here for a little while. So I'm working on the Ender predictions right now. They're being made. I've got the end fiber stuff in here. I just grew like 4 or 5 Mage Blooms over here and just harvested them until I had enough. And that, of course, end fiber just requires popped chorus fruit. We've already got some of that. Got the blaze powder, all that jazz. So we finally got the end fibers. We're just waiting on those predictions. I think we have like 800 currently put in here. So we're waiting on about 200 more. I've got everything but the crystallized obsidian that's currently being made. If you don't know what crystallized obsidian is, we can actually go take a peek over here. So that is the crystallized amber mixed with emerald, amethyst, and liquid slime. And then that will make crystallized obsidian. So we need 64 of those. That's what's currently being crafted. This, we've got everything but this. So this is actually going to be our next objective. which means we have to get into occultism. Do I really want to get into occultism? Not really, because I messed with it last season, or one of the ones of the Direwolf 20 episode, but we also need to get a Freet Essence as well from occultism. So there's a few things we need to get from occultism, so it looks like we have to do a deep dive on that real quick. Not like I really want to. The fruit of the Gorecia, whatever that is. So I actually defeated the Gaia a couple times to get the Gaia steel ingots. And I actually went ahead and I killed the Gaia tier 2. So we actually have dice in here, which we have 7 of these. And these will actually are from the Gaia V2. They give you different charms and stuff. And if we open these all, hopefully we'll get a fruit. There we go. Okay. And you can't get duplicates, I believe. So that's interesting. But we will give this one up for this quest when that comes around. Looks like we also need a Charms Talisman, which requires crystallized obsidian. A Time Torch, which requires to get into Forcecraft. We'll have to go further into Ad Astra. But here's the thing. I'm going to not go to that quest just yet, because I'm going to clear out my inventory for a second. So here's the fun part. I was wrong about the reactor. We need the reactor for antimatter pellets. And this was on me, because I did not see this. I think I've seen it previously, but I didn't. I just kind of went over my head, which means that we need to get an SPS chamber. I think that's what it's called, but I'm not even sure. Supercritical phase shifter thingy to get antimatter, which requires polonium, which is solar neutron activators. One of the problems is I think in the compacting machines we don't have any way to move the nuclear waste. So I'm not sure if that's even correct. But we can give it a shot. If it doesn't work, we'll have to just build a reactor outside, which is going to be annoying. So yeah, we need to get antimatter. But also, the polonium and antimatter is not that simple. Polonium, but because we need the SPS casings and stuff, which actually require polonium pellets, HDPE sheets, and plutonium pellets. And I don't know how many we need of these. Genuinely. I've got no idea. I've never built the SPS because I always kind of avoid antimatter because it's kind of just complicated, just bloatware, basically, to me. In my opinion. I mean, yes, there's some pretty cool things you can do with it, but once you're at the stage of getting this, you basically have all of this stuff already, right? Like, there's no genuine point unless you're trying to go for the actual suit of Mekanism. But, like, here's the gravitational modulating unit, which basically is the flying for the mech suit in Mekanism. But if you're at this point, you have other options, and you probably could have already went with those other options. So I don't really see a point in antimatter. Of course, there's QIO, but you're already probably messing with a storage system, so on and so forth. So, yeah, I don't know. It's always one of those things that I always avoid, in all honesty. So let's hop in here, and I guess let's take a peek at this. So we're going to have to rebuild that whole system I tore out, which is fine. I think what I want to do is probably put these barrels on top. So we can keep inputting. Ow. Ow. I think it's really radiated in here, by the way. That's okay. If we grab the radiation suit real quick. No, it's hazmat. Nope, and I grabbed the wrong hazmat boots. Those are thermals. Okay. So that should be a little bit less damage. So, yeah, it's because I broke these, by the way. That's why it's happening. But we'll need to get polonium made in here. But I don't know if we'll be able to even do that. So let's grab some solar neutron activators. I really don't like how it's changed my screen color. Like, I mean, cool, you can identify that's radiation in the area, but, like, is that necessary? You're already damaging me. Okay, so solar neutron activator. And I'm pretty sure it takes like 5 total days for the radiation to dissipate. So, you know. Let's see. Could these even be active in this area? Let's give this a shot here. Okay. And then let's grab some tubes. This is terrible working conditions, by the way. I don't know if you guys could tell. Oh, I did this to myself. I kind of forget that these don't contain, like, you know, keep the stuff inside of them. So, you know, my bad. Yeah, so this doesn't work. That's going to be a problem. Since we can't move this, we're going to have to take the reactor out of this compacting machine. You know, it's been a while since I've died in this series. But I think this is the only solution. Death by radiation. Because it will not go away. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Mekanism. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, I think that was the last one. Come on, goodness gracious. Now the world looks weird because it's not blue anymore. Okay, do I? Yeah, I have an elevator. Genuinely, that was such a stupid thing. I don't like the radiation system. Like, there's no radiation scrubbers or anything. It just genuinely, you have to wait to die. Woo. Cool. Now I have to go figure out a way to get over there to get my stuff. Because I don't have enough XP. Actually, yes I do. Hold on. Let's just go with this. I may have went overboard. Just, you know, I got no explanation. I just spent like the past 2 hours working on this. Yeah, this is gonna work very, very well. This is currently on 40 millibuckets a tick, and of course it's still filling the fissile fuel because I just ran out of energy right as I finished it, which was perfect timing. So it's kicked on. We are currently able to come down to this and see that we are producing 2.51 million FE. I think that's per tick, or it should be per tick. And this should start filling up all of the power system here, and we can actually get rid of this stuff. We don't need this any longer. But yeah, I've completely revamped our fissile fuel system, and we'll go look at that here in a second. But I just want to make sure we're getting power, we're getting steam. This is fantastic. And this is just heavy water. Oh no, it's just steam. Heavy water was accidentally put in there by me. I remember that. Okay. So let's go back up here. So this is a monstrosity. It's an organized monstrosity, but it's a monstrosity nevertheless. I have these chemical tanks here just so we have buffers. And I think what I want to do is get rid of these pipes. I've kind of been trying to make sure that we're not using Mekanism's item pipes because they do seem to cause some issues. Especially when trying to round robin things. You can't really do that with Mekanism pipes. I remember that, but I just kind of didn't think about that being an issue until I started this system. So we're going to kind of just get working on this. Oh, and let's disable the wrench function so we don't accidentally do that again. But we just want to make sure we have all of this set up for the reactor, because we're going to need to get a lot of nuclear waste, and I mean a lot, to actually get towards antimatter and all of that stuff. So this is going to be fun. All right, and then everything should be on upgrades. We shouldn't have any more real big lag spikes. And of course also there is like these rotary condensators on the side that are, you know, making water vapor, and then this one over here is making hydrogen and oxygen, and dumping access once those are full, and that's all being used in Tangaloper porter things and all of that jazz. But this is working. Okay, let's see how much we can bump this up to. I want to try 100. I know this isn't going to work most likely. Oh, actually it is. We have got so much fissile fuel that this is actually staying steady. Holy cow. um, which means that we're probably producing more steam than we need, but I'm kind of curious. I mean, actually, it's kind of stabilizing a little bit. 6.2. All right. How much further can we take this? That's my question. So 150? No, we can't take that. The water can't take it. We don't got enough water for that. Okay, so 125. Neither can we do that. 110. Nope. Okay. Let's go back to 105. Nope. 100 it is. Okay. I mean, that's good with me. 100 millibuckets per tick. And of course, this will eventually go back up. And we're at like 215 Celsius. That's not terrible. And we've got 300 buckets plus of nuclear waste, which is exactly what we want. Let's actually work on ethylene stuff. Let's get some cobblestone. Because I forgot, we need to get liquid ethylene for HDPE pellets and all of that stuff. So we're actually going to be starting to use that substrate. Let's grab a wand here. Where is my wand? Is it in the system? Probably. There we go. But we'll probably need to just make sure that we have the ability to place... to make liquid ethylene. So we need rotary condensators. So this thing right here. Let's grab 2 more of those. We have 5. And we're just going to place these bad boys right here. Okay. And then at Mekanism, Ultimate. I think we just want gas pipes, right? Okay, and then let's change this to gas. Right there. We'll do output. Perfect. And then here we want to make sure that we have this on pull. All right, so there's our liquid ethylene. And then let's grab... which one is it? This one. Where is it at? I don't see it. This one right here. Energy pipes. And let's grab another entangloper. Entangloporter thing. I made plenty of these. I made about 30 of them, and I still haven't used them all, so I'm kind of surprised. Been using them left and right, so I hope they're not like too laggy, but I might run a profile after this to see what we can see. Okay. So let's make sure we pull power out of this. And then everything should start making liquid ethylene. And then liquid ethylene then needs to be put into a pressurized reaction chamber. So let's make 5 pressurized reaction chambers. Okay. And then let's grab an entangled block. And our entangled binder. And actually bind this drawer to here. Fantastic. And that way we'll have the substrate. Okay. And I think for the substrate, we'll just put it right... I kind of want to have a buffer between this. And we're not going to do anything like fancy. I just kind of want to have pipes here. Fluid pipes. That's what I want. I had to think about it for a second there. Now let's grab some of these. And just quickly get these all set up. Yeah, round robin's perfect. And then we want the rotary condensator. No, not that. The, what is it called? Pressurized reaction chambers. There's so many blocks that you have to like keep bouncing between in here. Okay, so this, and this. And then let's make sure we bring over the power. And let's get item pipes down at the bottom here. Good thing we've got item pipes on us. And I'll put speed upgrades and everything in here in a little while. Okay. And then what else do we need? I think water? No, oxygen. Okay, perfect. So let's grab another entangleporter. And what we might want to do is actually change these out to ultimate pipes. So that way we can just ignore putting another set of entangleporters or entangle blocks down. You know, avoid that situation. I've been putting a lot of entangle blocks down. So, all right, so let's do that, and that. And then let's make sure we stretch this out one just in case. And then let's grab an entangleporter. I'm fine with an entangleporter because they aren't that, like, crazy. Everything else is kind of crazy. So oxygen set. Now let's make sure gas output on the left. There we go. And now we're making HDPE pellets. Fantastic. Let's just get those into a drawer. Let's see. Do I want to put one over here? Nah, I'll just put a drawer over here. Oh, I might change my mind later, but that's okay. Okay. And then let's make sure that we are outputting items on the front. And on the bottom is that. No. Reverse that. There we go. And then liquid ethylene is struggling a little bit, but that's okay. We haven't sped it up, so I'm not surprised. Alrighty. But this is working. Let's make sure that we configure card everything real quick. So that way we are actually pushing out of the front and getting HDPE pellets. Alright, that is step one of towards antimatter. I mean, kind of step one. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Hold on, let's go upstairs. Yeah, we've got no room for coolant. But I mean, the temperature is not rising. But I kind of want to create like a backup scenario. Okay, so let's scram this for a minute. Let's check this out. So we're still... Yeah, see how it's not able to put any more in here? I think that'll affect this. So let's let it run down for a second. And the power is actually max. That's why there's no steam being produced. I mean, we do have access. I didn't mention this either. DT fuel's done, by the way. I mean, that's kind of given since we kind of moved on from that quest, but because I just did it off camera, because I know we were going to be doing more Mekanism. But this is DT fuel production. I just basically needed to add the rotary condensators and the deuterium and tritium stuff, and that was that. And it looks like we're out of tritium for some reason. I'm not 100% sure what's actually happening here. Oh, yeah. So, if you don't know, there is an issue with Mekanism multi-blocks where they will break occasionally, and they will, you know, make you lose upgrades. I know somebody mentioned this in one of my episodes. I'm pretty sure it's actually a chunk thing. And whenever you unload a chunk, so for example, this is in the middle of a chunk, it should be somewhat in the center. Same thing for these guys. But I think since they're all decently in a chunk, it might break every once in a while. But that's why we should probably use Mekanism's cable system here instead. So let's actually go ahead and do that. This is I think a liquid, right? Mechanical pipe? Or is it a gas? Yeah, no, it's the opposite. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, and that'll go inside of here, which is fantastic. Okay, that way we're not losing upgrades left and right, and things aren't breaking like that. And that's with multi-blocks only. The machines don't count. So real quick, I will be right back. I'm going to run a profiler and see what happens. I think I just entered the Matrix, man. Oh, that is beautiful, but like my eyes. Okay, so I'm not seeing really any points of contention. I do see some like sixes whenever it comes to this. But yeah, multi-blocks are beautiful when it comes to this profiler. Man, yeah, look at this. This is actually causing it to lag more, I'm pretty sure, which is kind of funny. Yeah, that is awesome. 407? Yeah, I need to get voids or something over here. But I'll do that later. Yeah, so that's awesome to see, because that actually is like kind of awesome. We'll turn the overlay off. Okay. But yeah, we are dropping frames pretty hard. And it's probably because of all the mechanism stuff. So hopefully we'll get to the end of the series soon. I know the antimatter and all of that stuff is going to be a bit of a pain to get to, but hopefully we'll fly through it. We also need to figure out singularities. Let's quickly go check on one more thing before we end this. I know I keep saying that, but this is the last thing. This stuff. We should have enough to get this quest done. My goal is to get at least one quest done between, every episode. So we'll have a few more episodes, it looks like, but that's okay. And this gives you all of the spells and everything. That is pretty cool. Okay. And the next one, I think we actually could quickly complete this, if I'm not mistaken, as well. I know. I just added another thing. Shh. I'm not counting. Apparently. Let's grab that 16K. Oh, do we need 16 of these 60? Oh, no, it's 64K. Goodness, hold on. Yeah, that's not hard at all. Let me grab that real quick, and then we'll wrap up the episode. After we complete this quest, because we actually, well, most of this quest, and then we'll get into occultism next episode. All right? Be right back. Okay, so we've got that, which means now that we have a creative jetpack, which is completely useless to me. Let's keep going real quick. If I can click on the right quest here. So there's the XP. So let's quickly grab the powder. So Blitz, no, Blizz, Blitz, and Basil. You know that spice? Basil. That is what they're officially called in my mind, is basil. I do not understand when people say basil. Yeah, I can't even say it right now. I'll be right back. Alrighty. So, next episode, Dimensional Mineshaft. I quickly want to... I'm not going to craft these. I just want to see what runes we have in here. Because killing the Gaia Guardian does give you a few of these. So it looks like we've got a few runes in here. So we've got Pride. Kind of want to just bookmark these real fast. Wrath. Envy. Greed. And energy. We need 16 energy ones. Okay, do we have any of these? So it looks like we have Rune of Pride. It looks like we have a Rune of Envy. Looks like we have a Rune of, let's see, Greed. Do we have one of those? We do. So it looks like we need to get rid of that one, and that one. We need to get the Rune of Wrath and the Rune of Energy. So 16 runes of energy, by the way, not just one. And then, of course, the Ifrit. We already have the 8 Gaia Steel. It's already in the system. If you don't know what this is, basically, it's like another Terra Steel recipe. Gaia Spirit, Ingot, Dragonstone, Pixie Dust gives you that. And then Ifrit Essence we'll get into next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. You can see I'm just really wanting to keep going here, but I'm gonna have to wrap this up here so we can get into the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of FTB Skies. I am getting excited because we are close. We are close to ending this series, and it's like I'm really excited to end it, but I'm just super excited to actually first complete a pack. I'm considering the completion of the pack, by the way. I won't be doing every single quest in here. It's just going to be getting overpowered done, and I think we'll wrap up this series. So, with that, thank you guys. Stay awesome. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.